Hi, this is Rúna, and you're listening to the Changemakers podcast, where we share tips, insight, tools, and stories from other changemakers designed to motivate you to become the change you want to see in your world. Make sure you join our Changemakers community at runamagnus.com/podcast. And now, this is your time to sit back, relax, and enjoy.
This episode is sponsored by Kickoff 2020, Out of the Box event with yours truly, Rúna. The Kickoff event, Out of the Box event, is an annual event that it's just been growing and growing. In the beginning of the year, starting a day with a full seminar day where attendees get space and time to explore, create, and plan their magical year ahead. It's the day that gives people the tools they need to gain crystal clarity over what they want to place their focus on, how to keep their mindset in the right vortex, and how to stay in the natural flow and enjoy their inner and outer success. Not just for 2020, this time it is about really going into a new decade. It is about the new decade ahead. Now, the Kickoff 2020 Out of the Box event will take place at the Hilton Hotel Nordica in Reykjavik, Iceland, January 4th. We have the early bird registration is open. For more information, well, you do need to be able to understand Icelandic, but if you do, go to runamagnus.com/kickoff-2020. And now to our guest today, Annabell Bender. She is the Dreamcatcher coach who empowers smart, passionate people to catch their dreams and live a happy, authentic life. She combines her intuitive, infectious, and radiant energy together with a grounded and practical approach to inspire and to support those who feel like they are missing a big part of themselves. That sounds like very odd in the victim box. Well, but her life experience of working, living, and growing up in different continents among different cultures and languages makes her a natural and connecting quickly on a soul level. That gift hasn't always been that obvious for her. The loud, self-denying, and disempowering voices in her head kept her from going for her own dreams. She was yearning for feeling seen and acknowledged for just being her authentic self. Through her own transition from feeling super worthless into becoming the Dreamcatcher coach and a life artist, she makes it not only feel attainable for her clients, but also as fun as possible along the way. When Annabell's not building her dream empire, you can catch her feeding her soul through singing all sorts of playlists, crafting her tap dancing, and experimenting on nutri-delicious recipes in her kitchen lab. Annabell talks about the creative box in this episode. She shares how it looks like when it's a good one, when it's a bad one, and even when it's an ugly one. And what it takes for you to catch your dream. Here you go. It's no other than Annabell Bender. Annabell, welcome to the Changemakers podcast. Please share with us, what is really being a dreamcatcher? What sort of a box is that?
So a dreamcatcher is basically from being here to filter out your negative dreams and to leave you with your positive ones. And it kind of shows also how we are living life every day, because we are challenged with so many negative things around us and negative beliefs and negative things that we hear from other people telling us, especially when it comes to living your dream. But there are also a lot of positive things that we can hold on to.
And this sounds like you've gone through a lot yourself. I could see that on your website, and it really got my attention when you share on your website how you consistently told yourself and have been telling yourself throughout your life that you couldn't do something because you were creative, that you couldn't survive because you were creative. And that made me think about the creative box when you are born with this gift to be creative, and then you start to talk yourself down somehow and not
Mhm.
value that. Tell us tell us a little bit about your story. How did the creative box come to you, and how did you realize the good, the bad, and the ugly part of it?
So ever since I was a child, I always wanted to be a dancer. For whatever reason. I've been watching movies with Gene Kelly and Frank Sinatra, and I always said to myself, when I grow up, I want to be a tap dancer.
Yeah.
And I grew up in a very, very small town where there was no school, there was nothing except farms, and absolutely no possibility to go to any kind of dancing school. And even when ballet came out and there was so much hype about ballet, I remember when I was a child, I said, if I cannot do tap dance, then I want to do ballet. And that was my first no box, because my father told me, no, you cannot go to a ballet course because there's no school here and there's just no chance. And this is not something that is worth pursuing. And you're going to break your feet and you're going to break your bones and all these kind of limiting beliefs that I believed. So that was the first no. But then at the age of 11, I started to go to dancing courses because I moved to a city. And that was my first experience that, yes, it is possible to do something that you really love and to be seen for something that people see in yourself, even. That I think when you have a lot of passion inside of you,
Yeah.
you always project it onto others, and it's so much empowering to so many other people around you as well when you're following your own purpose and your own mission. But then I kind of grew older and I had to get a job and I had to earn money, and everything that I wanted to do was just not an option, because my parents used to have this belief that they're from a whole different generation, that being a creative does not get you any further. This is not a career. This is only a hobby. And so many other people around me were confirming me the same thing. So I had to choose a regular job where I could earn money and where I could have a career. And I kind of pushed that whole kind of creative dreams completely aside. But like all dreams, they kind of always find a way back to the surface. So a few years ago, I decided to take a painting class. And little did I know it brought me here, because I kind of, when you open that door, this one door, and it takes you from one door to the next door. And from that moment on, I started to take more trainings. I started to follow more other classes and so many other different creative things that just made me so happy and so fulfilled. And then one thing led to another, and I kind of had this calling that I need to share this with people who need to hear this, because I still meet so many people that say, oh, I'm stuck in this job and that's just my destiny. And that's just how it is. And there are still so many people who think that way. And it's so sad and frustrating.
It is. And I think so many people can relate to that. Now, our parents, they're doing this for, in their mind, they think it's the best thing for you.
Right.
But taking in consideration that as life evolves and as we evolve, that what might have been in their case the best thing to do, that does not make it the best thing for you. And being aware of it, like for in your case, to be aware of it, hey, that's just where they are at. I want to figure out what's really for me. Another thing that I'm hearing, I think is really interesting when you talk about opening doors, that instead of just putting your creative box aside and allow it, allow it to die, which sounds a little bit like the one who says, well, I have to get a regular job and not liking things. What you did was you grew that box. You made it bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger by adding things into that was really nurturing you.
Yes.
So that, I think that's beautiful. So yeah, I think so many of us are unfortunately, I don't know if sometimes I feel it's like being brave or being courage to follow your passion and follow your purpose when you believe or you've been told, no, it's never going to work. What is your view on that?
I think some sort of bravery is always very beneficial and also needed, because our growth begins at the end of our comfort zone, right? But a lot of times that very first step, like this one little step, just seeing the door or just holding the door is already a very big, brave step for so many people, because a lot of people don't even give themselves permission to even think about catching their dreams.
They don't even dare to get a glimpse of it. They're so stuck. Exactly. This is where so many of the negative things start to really involve into their lives. So when you're helping people to catch their dream and to live their dream, what are the things that you can share that are like the maybe easiest ways to start the process? Because often it's like you're mentioning, that being uncomfortable, but then going into that new zone, that new box. There are often just a little step that you can take that isn't as scary.
I think it all depends on what kind of creative dream you have. Let's say if you want to, I don't know, be a rock star and be singing in front of masses, and you maybe never stood on stage before, then maybe you want to consider taking a singing class or start somewhere, but start like small if you don't feel that brave enough. Because if you have been told your entire life that your dreams are nothing but shadows, then being so brave and just standing in front of on a stage in front of people and you never done that before is going to feel so kind of disempowering and so scary that you're not even going to do it.
Yeah. So instead of doing that, to start a singing lesson or start to sing in a choir or
exactly.
Yeah.
Or maybe start to sing at home and sing along some songs. Yeah,
exactly. And with the technology that we have today, you could even, this is just coming out of my little creative head, you could actually just start your own YouTube channel. It's just not public, but you could
exactly.
start, you could start there, and but it's very real for you, because one of the things that I've come to see more and more, if the more that we put out there and we do it as if it is happening, the more our body becomes used to it, and it doesn't become as big of a thing, meaning we're not as afraid.
Exactly. So you could start a YouTube channel and just, like you said, put it private, and then maybe next week you're going to share it with one person.
Yeah.
And then maybe next year you're going to make it public and share it with the world.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And there's so many things that you can do in the positive way.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you talk about, I love how you talk about on your website, that you can find you on your dreamland. That's the
Yes.
term that you use. Tell us more about. I said that. Oh, I love that. You can find her on a dreamland. Yeah. What does your dream life look like?
My
Dreamland.
personal
Sorry. Yeah.
my personal dreamland. I think my personal dreamland, it looks like people always going for their dreams and just being happy, and but also acknowledging that negative parts that they have been encountering, because a lot of times I feel that so many people are trying to push aside the negative things when actually those negative things shape you in some sort,
Yeah. And make
and
you.
bring you towards wherever you want to go.
Yeah. 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 So you're saying, yes, life is both negative and positive. Be aware
Mm-hmm.
of both and
Mm-hmm.
embrace both. Am I hearing this correctly?
Yeah. Yes, that's what I would say.
It's like you can't experience the day if you don't experience the night.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's no light without shadow.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Annabelle, we the change makers, we are empowering humans to become the change that they want to see in their world. And we are also, because we really believe that each and every one of us, when we stand up and we decide what we're going to do in this world to create the change that we want to see, we take on a certain role. What would you say is the change that you want to see in the world? I'm going to go big, big, big here, and the role that you want to take.
The role that I would like to take is to really empower people to start giving themselves permission to just believe in their dreams, and to believe that it's possible, and to believe that dreams are our guiding light and we don't have them for nothing. I think they really need to be caught, because I think when
what does the world look like if there would be more people that would allow themselves to go into the dreams and catch them?
I think people would feel so much more connected to each other. That's what I have been experiencing too, with so many. I have been working in so many fields, and I have been also taking so many different trainings and so many different courses. And what I always observe is that people who are just being authentic, and people who are just being themselves and doing what they love, they connect so much better with each other than people who are just, they're just going there because they have to.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that is so sad, because we can all benefit from each other.
We can all benefit from each other. Yes. Yes. Believing that we can live our dream.
Yes.
Annabelle, thank you for sharing your beautiful wisdom. All to the audience, please go to the show notes to find out how you can catch Annabelle at her dreamland and get more information about her story, about her services, and how she is changing the world. Thank you, Annabelle.
Thank you so much, Rúna.
Was this podcast of value for you? I sure hope so. If so, feel free to share the love and give us your generous review on iTunes or Stitcher. And remember that you can always go to runamagnus.com to find out more about the Changemakers and how we can help you drive the change you want to see in your world.